Footprints Without Feet. About the author. Herbert George Wells was an English writer, prolific in many genres. He wrote dozens of novels, short stories, biography, and autobiography. He is often called the father of science fiction. Griffin was a young, brilliant scientist. He had discovered a drug which can make human body invisible. He was a lawless person and his ways were very eccentric. Once he set ablaze his landlord's house just because landlord disliked him and wanted him to evict the house. To escape from being caught, he ran off from there, removing his clothes, but while running, he accidentally stepped in wet mud. His fresh, muddy, barefooted imprints were seen on the steps of the house by two boys. They were shocked to see the imprints but couldn't see who was making them. They followed the muddy impressions of feet down the London streets, but soon these impressions disappeared in nowhere. It was the month of January when winter was at its extreme. The night was about to fall. Griffin realized that it would be difficult to survive in open as he had no place to take shelter. On the way, he saw a big departmental London store and he entered in it. At night, when the store closed, he stole food and clothing for himself, and after that he slept on a pile of quilts. Next morning he woke up late. Departmental store's employees were already in. When they saw Griffin sleeping on the quilts, they tried to catch him, but Griffin, being smart enough, he removed his clothes and fled away. He went down to Drury Lane, the hub of London's theatricals, and entered one of the shops. This time he decided to try the stock of theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide empty space above his shoulders. Soon he came out wearing a long-sleeved coat and gloves. His face was entirely hidden by bandages except for the dark glasses, fake pink nose and big bushy whiskers. He even wore a wide-brimmed hat to cover his head. Before escaping, he attacked the shopkeeper and robbed his money and ran towards the station to catch the train to Iping village as he wanted to get away from the London crowd. In the village, he checked into the local inn owned by Mrs. Hall. He paid the rent in advance and demanded to be left alone as he had met with an accident. Mrs. Hall didn't mind her guest's strange behavior at all and left him at his will. Griffin soon ran out of the robbed money, but he successfully assured Mrs. Hall to pay the rent as he was expecting a check to arrive any time. Next day, early in the morning, a mysterious burglary occurred in the house of a clergyman in the village. The clergyman and his wife tried to nab the thief, but taking the privilege of his invisibility, Griffin stole the housekeeping money and ran away. Meanwhile, finding Griffin's room open, the owners of the inn were surprised. Usually he kept his door shut and locked, and whenever somebody wanted to enter his room, he got furious. Taking the advantage of the opportunity, both Mr. and Mrs. Hall entered his room. On investigation, they found nobody inside. The bedclothes were cold and his garments and bandages were lying on the bed. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall felt someone's presence in the room, and in no time, hat on the bedpost dashed her face. Then the bedroom chair, springing into the air, hit her legs. Getting frightened, both of them ran away and locked the room. Mrs. Hall was convinced that the room was haunted by a spirit, and somehow her eccentric guest was behind all these mishappenings. As the news about the burglary in clergyman's house spread in the village, everyone got suspicious about the strange guest living in the inn, having a hand in it. The village constable was called to investigate the matter. In the meantime, Mrs. Hall was surprised to see her mysterious guest inside the locked room. She queried Griffin about the flying hat, chair, and how come he entered the locked room. Being quick-tempered, he became furious, and threatening her, he revealed his invisibility and removed his bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even his nose in a minute. The people standing on the doorstep of his room were in complete terror to see a headless man. Mr. Jaffers, the constable, was fearless and dutiful cop. He tried to get hold of the headless man, but it became almost impossible when Griffin started undressing his clothes and became invisible. Some people also tried to help the constable in order to arrest Griffin. But all of them were hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. In the end, Mr. Jaffers was knocked unconscious and no one was able to catch hold of the invisible man. So Griffin mysteriously escaped from there, taking the advantage of his invisibility. In the end, we can say that the misuse of the power of invisibility made the young scientist lawless and corrupt, and he indulged himself in robberies and other illegal acts. Moral: absolute power corrupts.